What's up, everybody? Today's video, I know you don't like S2K stuff, but I do. Hybrid Racing. We're doing their 20th anniversary short shifter. Take a good look at it. It's got our actual shift boot collar. This will go on top of the transmission. That will take the spring and sit atop of it. This is the upper portion of our shifter kit. This is going to be our main portion. You'll have a, I believe it's a Teflon, a PTFE, PTF, whatever it's called, little ball. That'll actually sit inside of our transmission. It'll pop on just like so. It's got two O-rings around it as well. And this is what's going to actually hold the main shift rod into the transmission. It's a nice white and black finished piece with our cup. I don't really know what to call that, but that's what that is. And then this foam insert is actually pretty cool. That will go in between the transmission and the center console to help keep noise down and dust and debris out of the shifter itself. Oh, sweet. First thing we're gonna do, go ahead, take our center console. Super easy, super quick, simple. Take your hand, pop it up underneath. Pop it up just like that. You can come back here, pop those ones up too. And they're just a bunch of clips underneath. And then just like that, just popped up, ready to go. We are going to loosen the nut, looks like to be a 12 millimeter, just beneath our shift knob. We'll take that off and get up underneath. This is a 14 millimeter, not a 12. Take our crescent wrench, you're gonna turn it to the right. That way it's forcing the nut to go down. We're going to take our shift knob, twist it to the left, and that's going to allow us to go ahead, spin that off. Then you're going to have two plugs up underneath, one for your hazard switch, one for your convertible top.
Having fun?
Oh yeah.
Oh, there
like
it is.
It's now up, out of the way. Now we're to the shifter. This big, ugly unit that was not very tight. So what we're doing now is we're taking out the 10 mils that actually hold the shifter in place. These were not tight. Bad thing, but it's not a good thing. They're supposed to be tight for a reason. Was it hurting anything? Who knows? Look, now you got this nice tray to work with. Spin the boot around, find the next 10, and do the same exact thing. This one is also not tight. Yep. Oh, yeah, not tight either. All three were garbage. All right, that is now released, just like so. Look at that. That is absolutely atrocious. Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and shift it into neutral. Be a little bit easier to work with. Okay. All right, so we got the old shifter out. Pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. Everything here is labeled. It tells you exactly what it is. So in case you have any questions whatsoever, there is a sheet of paper. You flip it over, and it's got everything labeled in numbers. So even if you're very bad at reading, you can figure it out. You are gonna have this notch. As you can see, it's only on one side. That is going to face the driver. So that's going to face me. When we go to put it back down in, we're going to go ahead, take our assembly here, leave that guy out. This is going to snap on just like so. It's going to sit on there nice and tight. We're going to take our walking heel. We're actually getting ahead of ourselves, so we're just going to take a timeout. We're going to lube our parts first and foremost, because if you want longevity out of them, this is going to do that for you. We're not rubbing it on the shaft, we're rubbing it on the ball. Just like that. Get her nice and greased up. Like I said, this is going to make your parts last longer. It's going to keep friction down. Now we can go ahead and take our ball, pop her on there, grease it up nice and good. We're also going to take some more of our lube, go around these O-rings. It's going to get a good seal, keep things hopefully clean. You don't want a bunch of grime and dirt in your shifter. It'll break these plasticky parts down, and it'll break the O-rings down. So go ahead, do that to both O-rings. Now that's all lubed up, good to go. I'm probably gonna throw a little bit right in this ball seat. I promise you, you're not gonna overdo it with this. If you add a little bit too much grease, too much lube, it's not a bad thing. I don't care what she tells you.
No such thing as too much lube.
No such thing. All right. Now we just gotta find our spot, which is somewhere in there. Oh.
There she goes.
Ooh, that's nice. All right. So now we've got that situated. There is a bevel spot there. That is the top of this. So what you're gonna do, go ahead, drop her right back down on top of that Teflon ball. It's gonna look just like that, just like such. This does come with the other necessary tools. We're gonna leave her popped out. So we'll take our Allen keys now. What we're going to do with these is you got 3 longer Allen heads. These have lock washers on them. The other one is much smaller. That's gonna be for your actual shift boot retainer. So we'll take these 3 Allen keys. Now that we got everything assembled, what we're gonna do is drop in, bolt the 3 bolts back up, and that'll be in place. Anyways, we're tightening those 3 bolts up. They are 5mm Allen keys. They did provide us with an Allen key, but I've got these nice long fancy ones that can reach into places a little bit farther, so
You're welcome.
thank you. Thank you very much. It just it made this job a little bit easier. I didn't have to take the Allen key out every time I made a 3/4 turn. So that's now in. Ooh. That's much notchier.
You can hear it.
You got rid of a lot of that play as well.
Probably because they're actually screwed in.
That is possibly part of it. Yes, you would probably be right.
What you got?
What do I have?
Yeah, what you got now?
Nothing. I ain't got nothing. I have our shift boot retainer. We're gonna take our really small locking screw. We're not going to tighten this up yet. What we're going to do is just set it in there, because we will not tighten this guy up until we get the center console back on and get the shift boot wrapped around it. And then we will pull the center console back up just a little bit to get up underneath and underneath the shift boot and tighten that little guy up. We'll take our shift boot and our center console, put her back on. The coolest part about this dang packaging is part of the packaging is for your car. You just take her out. Well, not the center. The center doesn't. I don't think.
No. Yeah, that's just hold it.
Yeah, that's just there. This guy here, you fold her up, should go in there like that, and that's part of your car.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Nice.
Ready? Coolest part about the packaging is you actually use it for the install. So this is the center foam that holds that center locking ring, and you're just going to take it, shove her down in there, and forget about it. Just like it didn't go there in the first place. Fancy.
Wow.
Nice. You guys can see that. That foam just lines that. Helps keep debris and garbage out of there.
Hopefully smell too.
I'm probably going to add a little bit more spicy. A little bit more lube just to the top of this guy. It will, of course, get moved around there, but you just want to keep these parts nice and good. I mean, would you like it dry, or would you want it
Me?
not dry?
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to everybody.
You talking to everybody?
All of them.
Are you going to make a poll?
Do you want it wet or dry? No context. That's just going to be the poll. Oh, God.
Nachi.
Solid. I will say it also feels a lot more solid because the factory shift rod is insulated rubber with a metal cap. It is a solid metal cap, but it is not 100% solid all the way through. So this in and of itself is going to definitely help out with that. Go ahead, take our little rubber shift cover, trans cover, whatever you want to call it. As long as it fits back in there, we'll put it back in. But I'm having a little bit of trouble. Oh. Trying to scoot some of that foam back.
Oh yeah, like a glove.
Just like, so. Sweet. Put her back into neutral. Can't even tell it's in neutral. That's all the play you get. Okay. Go ahead and take these. This may or may not work well for us, because if you take a look there, that hole's a little bit small there, bud. So I think what we're gonna do, now that I'm taking a look at it, is we will save this for when we get a different shift boot. We will put it on. Just today is not that day. We'll put her back in her home. Go ahead, take all your tools out from underneath. And your old bolts. Put those in a safe place because you never know when you need them. All right. That is my least favorite thing.
Yeah, that does not work.
Yep.
I need a new clip.
All right, put those down. Remember, do not forget.
Plug them back in.
Plug your plugs right there. Once your plugs are plugged, go ahead, set this back down in its spot. Just beat her into place like an old dog.
What?
And what?
Be nice to the doggies.
I didn't say anything.
You're so bad.
Now we're left with this itty bitty portion of a shaft. Take your new guy, slide her on there. What's nice about this is you actually get a little bit of direction. If you wanted it a little bit off to the side, towards yourself, I'll probably start with something just like that. Go ahead, take those Allen keys again and tighten it up around the position that you want. Maybe right there. And just get her nice, good and tight. You don't want this coming loose, obviously, while you're, grabbing gears.
Banging those gears.
Yeah, so just not so tight that you'd never be able to get it off, but tight enough that you're not going to slip off while rolling through gears. And then what's nice about this is you actually get a little bit more adjustability out of it. I don't really care to tear up the shift boot. Not that we're keeping this one, but I just don't want to. So go ahead, tighten that one up. It's higher.
That's pretty tall.
I might need to drop her down some. I hate this door. You stupid hole.
Hey.
What?
This is YouTube.
Well, so we'll just drop her down. That's probably good.
That's better, yeah.
Just crank her back over. Now you got her adjusted. For the moment of truth. Much better. Much more crispy. Yeah, I would say that that's a pretty good shifter right there.
Guess you have to go take it for a ride and find out.
I guess so, but it's wet outside.
And the loaner. The loaner is in the way.
They don't know about that. You guys don't know.
Oh, yeah. Would you like to explain?
I'll let you. That's your thing.
You want me to explain?
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Look.
Look at all this grease you got left.
It's a lot of lube there.
You got a lot of grease left. Well, what do you think?
I mean, I'll definitely have to go drive it now, but it's much better than before.
Let's see what it's like. But what happened to my GTI is, I don't know if any of you heard of the 2022 GTIs having sensor issues, and it has to do with the steering wheel and it going out and causing sensor issues. But the I'm trying, but I'm not very good at talking on the video.
Don't look at me.
Okay. Austin makes fun of me. I'm not very good at videoing, you guys. I'm sorry. There's sensor issues with the steering wheel, and you have to get your steering wheel replaced. So I waited about a month to get the steering wheel, and then I took it into the shop to have it fixed. Went in that day, and they were like, oh yeah, the buttons don't work, but you can still take it home. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm not taking my car home until it's fixed. So we left it there overnight. They texted me later the next afternoon and told me that it was fixed. So I went in, Austin took me over there. We drove another 40 minutes over to the dealer for them to tell us that, or they didn't even tell us, the buttons on the steering wheel didn't work, and the moment I turned on the car, lights came back on. It lit up like a Christmas tree. So it still wasn't fixed. I kind of complained a little bit and told them, hey, like, I need a car. And they told me it probably wouldn't be ready till Monday. Yep, we'll see tomorrow, see if they figure out what's going on and why it's having more issues. But right until then, I got this 1.4 liter Jetta, and she's so slow. Austin's been telling me all week on just how much he hates it.
It's garbage.
It's just not as nice quality as a GTI when you're so used to one thing and then you end up with something different that has cheaper parts. It's shoo.
Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you later.
Later.